Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's going on? Hope y'all doing well. Let me scoot up a little bit, man. Get a little comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all can hear me well. But of course we had the Hall of Fame inductee ceremony this past weekend for I think it was like 2 or 3 different classes that they inducted. I believe because of the pandemic, so I think they had to do like the physical induction. I know they had released the actual inductees, but I think this is the first actual ceremony that they got a chance to do over the last 2 or 3 years because of the pandemic. So that was dope, man. All of the all-time greats, a lot of the all-time greats showed up. Terrence Crawford himself, who is a future all-time great, was in attendance, and it was dope. It was dope, but you know what I'm saying. I saw a lot of the interviews. Antonio Tarver, of course, with Terrence Crawford being there, the energy a little different. Errol Spence wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know how that go. The guy that's there, this is the guy that's, that actually, showed up to the ceremony. This is the guy, having conversations with these guys, and, he's in the mix on this particular day. You feel me? I also saw clips from Paulie Malignaggi, Roy Jones, and Antonio Tarver's. I don't know if they got a podcast or if they was just having a conversation on camera, but I saw that they was talking in depth about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And it's just very interesting, the sentiment that I'm getting from a lot of these past fighters. Not all of them are doubting Errol Spence or picking against Errol Spence, but a healthy amount of them are, and that there's no problem with that. If they simply believe that Terrence Crawford is a better fighter and that's why they picking him to win, I have no problem with that. That's a good pick because it's a 50-50 fight. If you pick Terrence Crawford, that's an excellent pick. I wouldn't be mad at you about that. But I just see that the type of energy when Errol Spence's name brought up, particularly from guys like a Roy Jones or Antonio Tarver. I saw a clip when they was asking Antonio Tarver about, his thoughts on that fight, and the first thing Antonio Tarver said, Terrence Crawford, you remind me of me. You know what I'm saying? So you already know how I feel about that pick. He didn't even really talk about boxing. He just, you know what I'm saying? Roy Jones Jr., I mean, he's been picking against, I think he done had about 3 or 4 fights where he picked against Errol Spence. I don't know what it is with Roy Jones, but I definitely think, it's, you know what I'm saying? I know he's a company man. He was a HBO guy. He was on that side where, what type of agenda they had. And even though Terrence Crawford being a black American fighter, Roy Jones just got a certain type of energy. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, he always went against Errol Spence. I know y'all remember when the great Sugar Ray Leonard picked Mikey Garcia over Errol Spence. And they asked him, well, brother, why you picking Mikey Garcia? You know what Sugar Ray Leonard's response was? Because he's Mikey. Motherfuckers not even talking about boxing. So if you gonna pick, how we do over here at Contender Regime Boxing, we actually break down these fights. So if you're going to pick a guy, tell me why. That's my only gripe. But my point is, I don't have no problem with anybody picking against Errol Spence. That's awesome. I actually prefer that, me being a huge Errol Spence fan, because it's just more gasoline pouring onto this fire. It's more fuel to the fire, You aggravating and poking at this shark in that deep blue sea. You know what I'm saying? You aggravate him. You poking at him. You know what I'm saying? You fucking with him. And he gonna turn up on you sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? I actually prefer Errol Spence being an underdog. I don't think Terrence Crawford or anybody else want to fight this version of Errol Spence as a fucking underdog. Like, if I was his opponent, bruh, I would want them to praise Errol Spence. Give him the big head. Make him, you know what I'm saying? Fuck his mental up. Like, don't say this dude can't win. Don't say he's a limited fighter. Don't say he doesn't have the tools. Don't say he's one-dimensional. Don't say that this dude just ain't got the ability to beat anybody. If I'm fighting Errol Spence, I'm telling, bro, don't rev that man up like that. He already got, you already see how he move. He don't need no more damn energy. He don't need no more motivation to whoop my ass. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think any of these guys want to fight an Errol Spence that's an underdog. It's a recipe for disaster. Errol Spence is an incredible fighter. And his mental fortitude is amazing. And it's something to admire. The mental strength of this guy. The dog that he got. The heart that he got. Just the way he approaches things. With a no-nonsense type of mentality. And, a nonchalant type of mentality versus, when he dealing with some things that motherfuckers would view as like the car accident or, wanting to fight even with the torn retina and shit like that. He talk about this shit like it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Begging a doctor to let me fight with the torn retina type shit. But the way he just move about like him coming back and bouncing back from that, and the way he do it, you just gotta know like this dude different mentally. So a guy like that, I would not want to give him any more motivation. You know what I'm saying? But man, I cannot wait for this fight to be announced officially. I think it's gonna be an incredible fight. But I think these type of things. Remember, I told y'all, Errol Spence read the comments. He see what people say. He hear these interviews. He be writing shit down. This man pay attention to what's going on. And a lot of people, these type of things would hurt them. These type of things would deter them. These type of things would take them off their game. But Errol Spence is the exact opposite. These things actually fuel him. These things actually make him rise to the occasion. These things actually intensify his abilities. These things actually, transform him into something even greater than what he already is. And I think you're going to see that when he get in the ring with Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford going to get in there, man, and he going to see some shit that he ain't never seen in his life. And we going to see how tough Terrence Crawford really is. We going to see what type of dog Terrence Crawford really got, cuz he going to have to show it. He going to have to pull it out. He going to have to show the dog. He going to have to show the heart. Because he won't survive without it. And that is a double-edged sword because he won't last long without that shit. And with that shit, it's probably going to be a detriment to him. You know what I'm saying? His willingness to fight. You know what I mean? The heart, his willingness to get his lick back. That type of shit fucking with Errol Spence get you hurt in there. You know what I'm saying? Get bones broken, shit like that. Get you fucked up, get your career ended. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a hell of a fight. I can't wait. It's going to be an incredible showdown. A great stylistic matchup. These styles contrast. You know what I'm saying? You got two guys on the elite level. I think the winner of this fight is going to be number one pound for pound. No debate. That number one spot is saved for the winner of this fight. And it's kill or be killed, like Errol Spence said. Kill or be killed. That's the type of mentality he taking into this fight. Kill or be fucking killed. And I think both of these guys willing to go out on their shield. This fight not going 12 rounds. It ain't going 12 rounds. It's not. Both of these dudes willing to let it all lay out in the ring. Both of these dudes willing to leave it all in the ring and put it all on the line. And if it got to go like that, it's going to go like that. You know what I'm saying? And if Errol Spence going to this fight as an underdog, now I ain't talking about Vegas. I'm talking about amongst these, these so-called experts and these boxing legends and the past fighters. And even amongst the people, if they choose to pick against Errol Spence. It's gonna be bad for Terrence Crawford. It's gonna be bad for him in there. I'm telling y'all, man. Remember, reference this video when that fight happened. Remember what I told y'all, bro. Hey, because it's Mikey. Hey, man, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.